Hello, my name's Matt Carroll and I make short wildlife videos on YouTube. Feel free to share them and subscribe if you would like. Thank you. Today's video was inspired by this. I was out walking with the dog early in the morning and I found this owl pellet here. So I thought, what was the owl feeding on?
This is typical barn owl hunting territory. It's where I found the pellet. So I took it back to the kitchen, set up a tray and a light and mounted a camera on a stand so that I could take close-up photos and a video, and then started to dissect the pellet. I soaked it for a couple of hours so that it was easy to take apart. First off, there's a tail. It's very unusual. Normally the skin's digested, so this is partially digested food. No wonder it was smelly. They're not normally smelly. And here is a vole or a mouse skull. We'll find out in a sec what it is. Now, to find out what it is, you have to look at the molars. And here are the ridges of the molars. They're triangular ridges. On a mouse they'd be lumps there, tubuncles they're called, and this is a vole, and the ridges are quite sharp and pointed, which tells me it's a field vole. Also, bank vole teeth, when they're older, have roots and they're separated out, and so this is a field vole when you look at the roots. Now this is a different jaw. This is a jaw from a carnivore. And it's got little red tips to the teeth. And that tells me it's from a shrew. In all, there were 12 skulls in 3 pellets. 8 voles there on the left and 4 shrews on the right. I looked at some of the long bones as well. This is the femur with the ball at the left and the hinge at the knee on the right. And this is the pelvis with the socket and a larger hole in the pelvis, and that tells me this is a female. So you can sex the species as well. Field voles tend to live in open ground, but they'll make their nest often in a tump of grass where they stay dry. They'll chop grass up to make their nest, but they have to leave in order to forage. They'll probably feed mostly during the evening. Here's a field vole, light grey in colour. And they have escape routes. They know their way around and they'll dive into tunnels if there's a predator about. The predators could be weasels or foxes or barn owls. Barn owls have got a fringe of feathers on the leading edge of their wing to cut down the sound. The feathers aren't oiled, and that cuts down sound as well. So they fly silently, and their facial disc is used like a satellite dish to concentrate the sound. This is the skull of a barn owl. Large eye sockets and a hooked beak. They've got no teeth
and swallow voles whole. They sometimes swallow stones to help grind down their food. Undigested food, such as fur and bones, comes back up in a pellet.
This is a Longworth trap that I use for trapping small mammals. I did try catching field voles, but with no success, so I laid it in the garden and caught a bank vole. First time I caught this bank vole, I clipped its fur just above its hip. And this is the fourth time I've caught this bank vole. Obviously it likes the food and a nice nest, and it knows it's going to come out and be released. These are quite ginger compared to the field voles, but they're very similar in size and shape. They much prefer wooded areas, hedge banks and so on. Just behind their skull is a loose flap of skin. This makes them fairly easy to handle, especially if you put them against your chest. Always release them where you found them, and this one probably I'll catch again. The lack of oil in the barn owl's feathers stops it hunting in the rain. But on a summer's evening, there can be a deathly shriek from the barn owl.